Older men who pursue girls in their late teens and early 20s are predatory. This one might get spicy, guys. And, I'm back here on Reddit female dating strategy, and it's just too easy. Every article I read on here, it's like I gotta stop and go, man, I should make a video on this. I just can't understand how some of these, and I'm gonna call them creatures, because the creatures that write these articles, they are no longer women. They are so far in the feminist mindset that I don't know what they are. They have, they have so much DNA running through them that is not their own. They have so many medications in them and so many different things that they are no longer women. The creatures we are left with are the ones that write articles like these. Am I the only one who thinks this? It's so creepy when a guy actively pursues girls that are freshly 18. Many 18-year-olds are still finishing up high school, and they always use the law to justify their actions by saying it's legal and she's an adult. Shut up. These men know that they are just trying to F the youngest tail they legally can. If the age of consent were lowered to 13, these men would use the law as a justification to sleep with 13-year-olds. They have no moral limits. Here's something about this. The sexual marketplace value, women's peak value of what men look for is 18 to about 24 years old. That is their peak value because they are going to be developed. They're going to be young enough that they're still beautiful, fertile, and men, we look for beauty in women. Surprisingly, surprise, feminists, we don't get boners over how many degrees you have. If you have a master's degree, that does not get me turned on. In fact, if anything, that might turn me off because what kind of debt are you rolling with? So, feminists, sorry to pop the bubble. It's, a few years too late, but just so you know, men don't really care about all the achievements, all the masculine things you want to brag about. So this makes sense that men are attracted to 18. 18 to 24, again, is that peak value. As a 21-year-old, I can't ever imagine myself dating an 18-year-old, even though I was only 18 3 years ago. Okay, yeah, here's why, lady. Because women are attracted to older men because older men possess more life experience. They typically have more status. Even in high school, the 15-year-old girl is more attracted to the 18-year-old senior because he has a car and he might have a job, so he has some money. So yeah, for a woman, it makes sense. If you're 21, you can't imagine dating an 18-year-old man. Yeah, makes sense. I'm not arguing with you on that one. But you have no idea what men look for. You have no idea about men and women and the differences because I have a wild guess. You probably are an avid believer in feminism, which preaches virtually all equalism, and so you don't understand these really important differences, which means you will really have a hard time ever finding a good relationship because you literally just don't understand what men want. I have matured so much since then and gained so much life experience that when I see 18-year-olds, I think of them as kids still. They look like kids and many of them still act like kids. So when I see a man in his 30s or 40s pursuing women in their late teens or early 20s, even mid-20s is gross, I think of him as predatory. What a bad word for them. There was a time when I think all men would be on the lookout. Like if there was a predatory guy around, everyone wanted to keep everyone safe, right? If you heard there was a predatory guy around, as a man, you want to have that more alert sense to help people. It's our protector instinct. But words now like predatory are so washed down because something like this, a guy being attracted to, look at this, even mid-20s is gross. She's going to label a guy predatory for that. This is why when women say believe all women, the hashtag #MeToo, believe all women, it's like, no, you guys have pushed so many things over dramatize so many things that you're like the women who cried wolf. You kept crying wolf, and you kept lying, so now no one's going to believe you. Your word has zero value, especially these days. So really, we don't care if this girl thinks of us as predatory. Got to take a little sip from the water bottle here, guys, because I'm getting a little fired up. Age isn't just a number, it signifies maturity level in life experience. There will always be an unhealthy power dynamic in a relationship between a 40-year-old and 20-year-old. Many young women in that age group are still wildly naive and in lacking in important life experiences in relationships, which makes them more susceptible to emotional manipulation by older men. Okay, do you guys see what she's doing here? So what she is saying is that young women are so naive that they're able to be manipulated. What she's actually saying is that, young women aren't completely indoctrinated into the feminist mindset and hate men, so they're naive. That's what she actually means. And you know what's funny? That is why a lot of times the younger women are the only women that men can stand in the dating stage anyway these days, because they haven't fully been indoctrinated into the feminist mindset yet. So whenever she says, he's emotionally manipulating her, like an older man can emotionally manipulate her, those are the words, just like the predatory manipulation, that just holds zero value now when women say this. You know, you can emotionally manipulate your wife these days. Like, this could be cause for divorce or abuse charges, because you're emotionally manipulating her by not giving her the credit card. That's going to cause emotional trauma. You're emotionally suppressing me by withholding the credit card because I spend too much money. Because a 40-year-old man who is seeking out young women that are 18, 19, 20, wait, before I even read the rest of this, again, sexual marketplace value, guy 35 years old, 40 years old, going to be at his peaker values because of all of his status and all that, and his assets. Women that are 18, 19, 20 through 24, her peak value. This makes sense if she understood biology, but she doesn't. Are doing so because no self-respecting woman their own age would ever touch them with a 10-foot pole. This is the older women, especially older feminist women. This is their favorite shaming technique when an older man goes after younger women, because these older men that are going after younger women, that just takes out more guys that they would have potentially had a chance to trick into committing to them. That just removes these guys from the dating pool, so they get angry and they shame them. Now check this out, guys. This is classic women. It's normal for young women or girls to fantasize about sleeping with older men. I used to develop crushes on my male teachers. But usually these fantasies are just that. Fantasies. Okay. So, although she's shaming men for going after younger women, because again, the actual truth of the situation is, and us men actually know this, because like me in high school, right, when you're 15 and you like the other 15-year-old girls, they're all wanting the older guys. They all wanted the older guys. And then when you get older, you're 18, the other 18-year-old women, they're going for the 20-year-olds. They're always going for so us men know that this is a load of baloney. We know that women always are attracted to older men for a lot of reasons. But yet, and she even admits it right here, but yet she still is going to spin it and justify to try to shame men back into the dating pool for her, because she's obviously frustrated because men just aren't giving her the time of day anymore. Even if an 18-year-old still fantasizes about older men, and even though in the eyes of the law she is deemed an adult, it's still super creepy on the older man's behalf to pursue her. We found another hotspot bingo keyword here. Can you guys guess, in this highlighted, what is that hotspot keyword, just like predatory, just like emotional manipulation. What's another keyword I found here in this that women love to throw around that absolutely means nothing anymore? If you are saying the word creepy, you are correct. You're reading my mind. That's exactly what I was thinking. How are we on the same page? Well, that's pretty easy because we know that women call men creepy for any reason now. Again, it really lost its value because they just say it anytime they're unhappy with a guy or if a guy doesn't play along with them. There is no good reason for a man to want to date or F someone young enough to be his daughter. There are a lot of good reasons. Now, not in any weird way, but there are a lot of good reasons because younger women are more fertile. Younger women are going to have children, healthy children, at a much higher percentage or rate than an older woman would. Younger women are typically more beautiful. They're more in shape typically, especially in America. We all know how, the overweight crisis here. So there are many reasons, and another big one is that younger women typically aren't quite as indoctrinated as older women into that feminist mindset, although colleges push it so heavily these days that, it's starting to become younger women are indoctrinated earlier and earlier. But there's a lot of good reasons. So say what you want about it's legal though, and they're two consenting adults. If I'm in my 30s and I'm on a date with a guy my age and he admits to me that he dates and or sleeps with girls that are fresh out of high school, I will walk out the door faster than I can take my next breath. Legal or not, consensual or not, that is a huge red flag in my eyes. Oh, guys. So 90% upvoted, and if this article wasn't bad enough, I can't read all these comments. It's going to take too long. But I have to show you a couple of these because I saw them. Okay. I cut off a friendship with my 29-year-old friend when he told me he slept with a 19-year-old. Effing creepy. Good for you. Good for you, girl. You got that toxic man out of your life. That toxic 29-year-old that slept with a 19-year-old. Which is so funny. I bet you this woman, when she was 19, slept with a 29-year-old. And if we called her out on that, you know what she would say? Yeah, he emotionally manipulated me. She would try to press charges or some craziness. 61 points. This is insane. I think even older guys who pursue girls in their early 20s, especially college students, is gross. There's a reason a 30-plus-year-old guy can't get women his own age. 68 points. Look at this. She's one of the leading scorers for this insightful, wise comment. Oh, wait, sorry. 67 points. Went down one. Oh, man. I used to get advantage a lot by older... I'm guessing she's saying take advantage a lot by older guys when I was between 19 and 22 because my low self-esteem. At that time, I didn't see anything wrong, but now that I'm 24, and thanks to this sub and other feminist subs, I can finally see the reality and feel so gross about this kind of behavior. So, again, is a 19 to 22-year-old, she was going for older men. Oh, it's natural. We all know that. We're just sitting back like, yeah, makes sense. But, the older feminist women that, again, have hit the wall and no longer get attention, they now go back and they brainwash these younger women. And look, she's now 24, and thanks to this sub and other feminist subs, I can finally see the reality and feel so gross about this kind of behavior. Wow, I can't believe those older men used to take advantage of me and emotionally manipulate me. You know how scary that is? That she could. It's so crazy that we can say this and we could say that she could go, oh, you know what? Yeah, he emotionally took advantage of me. I'm going to press charges. Isn't that insane that this is a real thought that we actually would have to be worried about something like that happen? But you see it right here. You see exactly why it happens. I'm 24, and now I look back and realize how gross that was. It's like the girl that was drinking, and then she wakes up, and then she feels guilty for sleeping around because Mother Nature is telling her, hey, maybe you shouldn't be sleeping around. I'm making you feel guilty because it's not good for your body. So then what did she do? Oh, he took advantage of me to ease her own guilt, to blame it on someone else so that she can live with her guilt. It's insane. In a way, I'm attracted to men in their 40s, maybe 50s. In another way, I'm on my early 30s and have enough maturity and life experience not to fall for a guy who just wants to use me. Okay, so she's admitting she's attracted to older men. Yeah, no secret here. No secret here. Not to the logical men in the world, but to these women. It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand why I was attracted to these men that were manipulating me. I just don't understand. It's like, well, I don't know. Read a Reddit post from men, and maybe you'll understand. Maybe you'll actually learn something, because you're not going to learn anything from these feminists. In my younger years, old men creeped me out. Ew, why date my dad? And if I brought a 40-year-old man home at 22, my mom would have a fit and tell the man to kick rocks. You're a perv. You go, girl. I'm sorry. It's perfectly normal to be creeped out by men as old as your dad. These old men are so selfish, even trying to marry some young women. That's so selfish. Men, if you are attracted to younger women and if you wanted to marry a younger woman, you know what? That's so selfish of you that I'm just going to give you some advice and just say, don't get married. And now, guys, look at it. We have a great, every man has a justification now. You no longer ever have to get married, because we can just point to these really insightful comments from women and just say, you know what? I am 31 now as a man, and I do not want to be selfish and marry a younger woman. That would be so selfish of me. So, you know what? I'm going to not get married. I'll just date around. That's what I'm going to do. When she's 40, he's now 65, looking like a grandpa. Health issues, sagging body with no sex drive anymore. Now you're 40 in your sexual prime with dead bedroom and a man too tired to take care of the kids. Oh, gosh. That's why I had to read this, guys. Now you're in your 40 in your sexual prime. Guys, a lot of women truly believe this. They believe this. Now, their internal mother nature doesn't believe this. You can't fool Mother Nature. This is why you can't fool the wall. Guys, I really want to hear your thoughts. Oh my goodness, I gotta hear your thoughts on this. Do you think older men who pursue younger women are predatory? What do you guys think? Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.